What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. Time for the Wednesday recap of the previous week. I always just kind of want to be like, it is Wednesday. So try to change up my cadence a little bit. I hate to hear other people like repeat themselves constantly, so I try to do that for myself as well. Man, I'm off on a tangent already. There were 21 sales last week at $975 total. Holy cow, you guys. 2 weeks ago, we had a nice sales week in like the $800 range. Last week was like $300 and then back up even better than the week before. It's just kind of the way it goes, right? You got to, it ebbs and flows. It goes one of these things all the time. I like it to stay a little bit steadier, but 2 weeks in a row I've made my listing goal. 25 things were listed, so I think that has something to do with it. Let's get into the sales, you guys. Up first, this was for a friend of mine. He was not interested in selling it himself because I think it had been like an exclusive where he was invited to get it, but he just didn't have any use for it. Didn't feel right selling it either, so I was helping him out with it. And so I actually didn't take any commission on this, you guys. So after fees, it was $110.20, but you can see like we got $137 for it. So nice bit of profit for him, and happy to help a friend out. Item number 2 this week. This is pretty awesome, actually. This little Panasonic camcorder. If you watched the live thrifting last week, this was in there. I found it like on the peg rack of all the different technology things. Just randomly threw it in the cart because I recognized this style of camcorder can have some value. Looked it up. Sure enough, looked like it was selling really well. A few of them had sold in like the 125, 150 range. But looking on Terapeak, you guys, I looked at back over like the last year of solds, and it really wasn't selling for that much. So I listed it at like $100, knowing that maybe I would take an offer in like the $80 to $100 range. And sure enough, that's what I got. I got an offer of $90.15, which I took. I think I was into this for like $3.99, $4.99, something like that. I don't know. It's always hard. I get home and I write down the total I spent at the thrift store, and I just kind of allocate how I want. But I think the actual price that was on the item was about $5. So fantastic flip to start off the stuff coming out of my inventory this week. All right, item number 3. This is a Cricut. Most of these don't have a ton of value, and they're bigger items, so they're a little bit harder to ship. But my mother-in-law had bought one for my sister-in-law, and then this wasn't the one that ended up being the one they were looking for. So then they said, hey, Patrick, can you help us resell it? I was like, of course. I think it ended up taking like 5-6 months to sell, but not too bad. And it got our asking price. We were asking $55, and that's what we got. Since it's consignment, 40% to me, 40% to my mother-in-law, and then 20% goes to fees. She was asking me for something else, like how much she was going to owe me for it, and I ended up just kind of putting all that money that I've sold for her lately towards that item. So I got her this really nice Lennox like nativity camel. So it's kind of fun where she was expecting to try and like help us out with some of the stuff and give us the money. And then I'm like, oh, I bought you this camel. So I'll pop it up on the screen. There it is. So Minnie, we'll give this to you next time we see you. And thank you for helping us out with this stuff. All right. Item number 4, I had picked up in the last garage sale video, I think, of the season. There may be one more if there's a nice estate sale. But one of the last ones, I had picked up a bunch of Lego. And there were a bunch of these little sets that were, I think they won like $2 or $3 each. So I picked up all of them because they were Star Wars, and I really like Lego Star Wars, even if I end up just reselling them. It's still fun to have them in the house for a while. And this set ended up being pretty rare. You can see it sold there for $45. And right, if I'm only into it for $2 or $3, that is fantastic. So this was a great little flip. All right, item number 5. I occasionally will go through and just purge out my electronics, like my personal cables and cords. AC adapters, you guys, they don't have a ton of value, but if you're looking for something to list, these are usually a place to go to. I looked it up and I thought maybe I could get $7 plus shipping. You can see, I think it ended up being free shipping. I don't know, I think it was like $9 or $10. And so after shipping, it was $5.89 that came to me. So kind of crap, but sometimes that's what you get with these things. Not bad for something that was just in my personal inventory. All right, item number 6, another Lego from that same pickup a couple weekends ago. Excuse me. Right, some minifigs can actually have some money by themselves. This one, not a ton. I think it ended up being like $10 free shipping, so it ended up being about $7. But right, I think I only had ended up paying like $50 for everything there, and that last Lego set basically covered all of that. I still have a Wii to sell and a bunch of other stuff to sell, so plenty of more room for profit there. But I tried to sell things in like that $7 to $10 range that have individual value, sell them separately. So that's what I did. This one came in, sold within I think a few days actually. So pretty nice little flip there. All right, item number 7. If you watched any of my pickup videos or any of these what sold videos, you know that I do like selling VCRs. The problem with them, I end up just getting into a habit of being like, oh, Panasonic, that's a good brand, I'll buy it, especially if it is a stereo VCR, which this one was. And you can see, though, really didn't have a ton of value. I sold it for $20. I think I had got this at a Savers a couple of months ago, actually, for like $4, and it was sitting in my two-test pile for a while, but ended up getting it tested last week, listed, and actually sold within a few days, so that's pretty good. But realistically, I like selling VCRs that are like at least $30 and up, like with all the testing and stuff, and it's a bigger box you have to ship it in, so not really worth the time value of money at $20, but hey, not losing money, so gonna take it as a win. All right, item number 8. This is another item that wasn't great. I found this at I think it was a Boy Scouts tag sale or garage sale. Tag sale is what they call garage sales here in the Connecticut area, some of the other surrounding states as well. But I think I paid $1 for this and thinking I could get maybe like $10 for it. And you can see I ended up taking a best offer and I ended up selling it after shipping for about $5. So again, not losing money, didn't really make any money on this. Good news with it was a little bit of a easier item to ship, so that wasn't too bad. All right, item number 9. It's kind of deceptive when it's up there on the screen, but this thing really was probably at least this big, probably maybe even more, 27, 28, 29 inches, something like that. So really neat, big Imaginext set. I had seen these things a bunch of times at Goodwill and other thrift stores and just had never bought them, but I kept seeing other YouTubers buying them, thinking, hey, maybe I can buy this and make some money. This thing sat for about 6 months at least, you guys, probably more like 7 or 8 months, but did finally sell. Not for quite as much as I thought. It sold for $30, and I was into it for about $9.99 plus tax, right? So not the best flip again, but this was more of an experiment, which I don't mind at all, right? I don't mind buying something to try and learn that category a little bit more, and I learned that really this isn't worth the time and effort involved, but now I know at least. And just in case you thought maybe it was a little bit weird, this one was
Amber's Weird Sale of the Week.
So yeah, definitely a good learning experience with this one. All right, item number 10. This one's an easy one, right? Video game for the 3DS. I had picked up a big 3DS lot, probably in like July, I think, maybe August, something like that. So super easy, sold for I think I had it up there for like $17.99 free shipping, which they're going to be about $3.50 to ship. So it's going to be about $14.50 into my pocket, and I was into it for about $2. So great, easy flip with video games. All right, item number 11. I don't know if I'm going to get it done by this weekend, but maybe the following weekend I'll be able to put up the video of my friend Liz asked me to come over and look through a bunch of the stuff she had pulled out of her parents' house. Right, we had been going back and forth about it while she was there. I told her like anything new, some of the different toys that she had, any video games I want to get. And so this was stuff that I think her parents had bought either for her and her brother or for their grandchildren, or Liz's kids, basically. And some of it got played with it, some of it didn't. So there's a bunch of stuff that's brand new. There's some stuff that's heavily used, just kind of a good mix of stuff. And this was one of those things where this thing was brand new in the box. I saw that it was selling somewhere in like the $60, $75 range is what people had it listed for. Again, looking at TerraPeak, you guys saw that it was realistically selling for about $50 in this condition. So that's why I listed it at, and actually sold within a day. So I think I had it priced just right. Since it was commissioned 40%, right? So $20 to me, $20 to Liz, and then $10 for fees and packing materials and stuff like that. So great, easy little flip. Not really little though, it was a bigger item. Great flip, we'll call it. All right, item number 12. If you've seen any of my how-to videos that I've done, which I haven't done in a while, I should probably do one again. Guitar Hero World Tour. These things, they sell like hotcakes, you guys. I'm sure you know. They're pretty fun to test too. Like I usually play through a couple different songs, make sure that they're working, all the buttons, make sure the strummer thing is working. But right, I think I ended up picking this up for $5 at a Savers a while back. I think it was missing the strap and the like Wiimote cover. Luckily, like for any of them that don't work, I end up saving those parts. I've got a drawer full of extra parts like that. And then just ended up pairing it up with a Guitar Hero World Tour game that I had already had in inventory, probably that I bought with a Wii lot at some point, right? I'd save all of those things and just put them in my storage unit. So I was into this for about $7, and I think I put it up for $65 free shipping, which after shipping, it was going to be $56.42. This is why these things are great to pick up and flip, you guys. All right, item number 13. While I was at Savers last weekend, in that video, I was talking to Ken. So again, Ken, I think you brought me some good luck with this. I found a transformer and what turned out to be a GoBot in a little Savers bag, which I think is pretty interesting. These were 1980s original series for both of them. I didn't expect the GoBot to actually be worth a lot, but sure enough, sold it for I think $21.50 free shipping, which after shipping ended up being about $18.19, and the whole bag I think was $4.99. So super neat to find old toys like that, and I love selling them, you guys. All right, item number 14. Oh my gosh, it's like the exact same story as the other VCR. I like the brand, like Magnavox is usually a good brand. It was stereo. I bought it, got home, turned out not to be that great of one. Luckily, only into it for $4.99, so didn't lose money, didn't really do very well though. Item number 15, another video game. This one's for the Xbox One, Lego Marvel Superheroes. I think I got this in a big lot of stuff, so I was into it for a couple bucks, and I think I sold it for $10.99 free shipping, so it's going to be about $7.50 after shipping. Item number 16, this is something you guys can look out for. You'll find these types of things, book sets, right? I just saw this book set at a church sale a while back, and I said, all right, how much do they want for it? I think they wanted $2 for the whole thing. And I knew it was going to sell for probably like probably $15 to $30 is what my guess was. And you can see it sold for $20. So like super easy, right? These things were basically brand new. It didn't look like they'd ever been read. The box on the box set kind of cover was in a little bit of rough shape, but nothing to really make it not sellable or anything like that. And I probably could have sold it even without the cover and it would have been just fine. But right, there's no moving parts, there's no testing, just take a few pictures. They ship out media mail if you're willing to take that risk. I personally am. A few of them haven't made it in the last year, which isn't as good as it used to be, but you can't beat the price on media mail, you guys. All right, item number 17. This was from a live tag sales or live garage sales a few weeks back, maybe even a month ago. I found this huge lot of like 10 different Starbucks mugs. Bought them all. They were all about $3.99 each, something like that. This one I just grabbed because it looked pretty cool. I had looked it up on my phone while I was there. It was selling like okay, so I priced it right about where everybody else had it. I priced it at 25, and then ended up taking a best offer of 20, which I think is okay when I was only into it for $3.99. Not bad for a Starbucks mug. All right, item number 18. This was again from last weekend's live thrifting. Right, I put my live audio into that video, and I think I even said that it was a little bit of a risk. And I'm not seeing the $50 sale price on here. I don't think it was much of a risk at all. I think I was more worried that all the pieces weren't going to be there, or maybe that the battery was going to be bad, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what my mindset was, but $9.99 pickup turned it into $50. This is what we want to be doing as resellers, you guys. All right, item number 19. This is a great flip, you guys. Paid $10 for this pet safe in-ground fence. Had a couple of the collars with it, right? That's kind of where the money is in these collars. But listed as a big bundle, and ended up shipping it, I think, to Puerto Rico, I think is where it ended up going. And I had picked this up at a garage sale in the spring for about $10, so it did sit for a good while, maybe 4 or 5 months, but not a huge like footprint in my storage. And then sure enough, I got my asking price at $150. I probably would have taken as low as $100 on this, right? Even $10 into $100 is going to be a great flip, but not going to worry about it, right, you guys? And I think probably you guys thought this was going to be the sale of the week, but it wasn't. Item number 20. This one is the sale of the week. Yeah, $175 free shipping. This was right out of Liz, right? Her big lot of stuff that I'm selling for her. I originally had actually valued this at $125, And you can see that it sold at $175 free shipping. I did add some extra insurance onto this, so after all of that's going to be $163 that comes to me. I may end up giving her a little bit more money since it did sell for about $40 higher than what we had agreed on. So we'll see. Sometimes when you buy these big lots, things go higher or lower than what you originally estimated at. If it ends up that I sell a bunch of this stuff at way more than we had agreed on upon the price, I'll definitely reach out to her and make sure that she's fairly compensated. And sometimes like people are just so good about it, they're like, I don't really care, you already paid me. So we'll see. But this one's going to be a $50 cost, right? So like still going to be over $100 in profit on this thing. Just an amazing flip. You guys know video games are good, but this one was better than most even. So really great flip here. Last item this week, Battlezone for PS4. I picked this up at the same sale that I got, I don't know, a bunch of other games. Overpaid for them. I think I paid $4 each for most of the games. So it really wasn't the best deal. I was hoping that a few of the ones I got would be worth a little bit more than they were, but that's how it goes. I didn't really want to be looking them up when they had brought the games out in front of me, and they were asking $5 a piece, and I talked them down to $4. So we'll take it as a win. It ended up selling, I think it was $12 free shipping, something like that. Or maybe it was $13 free shipping. So it ended up being about, again, $3.50, first class mail. So it's going to be about $9.50. So $3 into $9 isn't bad. It's just not going to be like the best sale rate. So that's going to do it for this week, you guys. Like I said, $975 in sales, which is pretty crazy. I did get the full 25 things listed last week, which is my goal. Pretty high cost of goods sold this week at $296. And a lot of that's going to be from the two things from Liz, right? Because I paid 40% on that. And even the thing to my mother-in-law, another 40% there. And then for my friend who I was selling Space Ghost for, the full price, right? I paid him $110 for that because that was the deal we had made. I was just trying to help him out with that, which, you know, that's what you got to do sometimes to help your friends out. So, right, very high. The good news is I didn't spend a ton of time working last week, mostly because I didn't really have a lot of time to go sourcing. I had meant to go out on Friday evening, and I just did not make it. I was just too busy with a bunch of stuff. I'm selling the house that I own that I've been renting out for the last few years, and just was working on a bunch of paperwork for that and doing a few other things I needed to get done. Just didn't get out sourcing. And then got out on Saturday morning a little bit, and then of course life got in the way again, and I ended up going home early. So I think I ended up buying like one thing, which I may or may not even have footage of that for you guys this weekend. I don't even know what I'm going to do, since this is the first time in a long time I don't have footage for this Saturday, and I'm kind of a little bit panicky about it. But overall did 10 and a half hours. So after, let's see, so sales minus cost of goods sold minus fees, and then divided by that 10 hours, it's going to be about $50 an hour to myself, which is pretty great. My goal is $30 an hour, so crushed that. And of course, if you go back to last week's, I was at $13 an hour. So like, that's just kind of how it's going to be. I think once we add up I'll do a video at the end of the year that summarizes the entire year. I think we'll see that I'm going to be right about my $30 per hour after fees and cost of goods sold, which is where I want to be. Like, I think that's a pretty good paycheck to be paying myself. Not sure if I could actually sustain that if I were to do this full time, which is the ultimate goal, you guys. That's what I would love to be able to do, is do this full time. But I got to be able to replace my income that I've got from my corporate job, my 9 to 5, right? Which I'm sure many of you guys have stressed about as well. But yeah, so that's going to do it this week, you guys. If you like this, please smash that like button. I love to see the likes come in. And if you're interested, please subscribe as well. That'd actually even more fun, right? I love to see all the subscribers, love to interact with you guys. So yeah, that'll do it. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.